All right, man, peace. You know, brothers, one of the more unfortunate aspects of life is that sometimes we bite off more than we can chew. The only question is that once we realize we've done that, are we intelligent enough to spit out the extra, or do we try to keep swallowing it down and kill ourselves? Muhammad Ali decided to come back and fight Larry Holmes. Michael Jordan tried to play baseball. Magic Johnson tried to have his own talk show. And it appears that LeBron James going to the LA Lakers may go down being classified with those bad decisions. Will he be able to rebound? Of course, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to First Take. We're coming to you live from above the Heineken River Deck here at Pier 17 in New York. Let's talk West Coast. It's been a tough first year for LeBron and the purple and gold, now with a 1.1 chance to make the playoffs according to BPI. Now, obviously, this is one of the most iconic franchises in all of sports.
Well, in the basketball.
Let Max tell you, right? With talents like Kobe, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, Magic, and Kareem.
Brothers, I stated before LeBron James decided that he was going to sign with the Lakers that he was not quite fully aware of where he was going. The LA Lakers are proverbial Mount Olympus or Valhalla. Their franchise is considered where the quote-unquote basketball gods dwell. I mean, they truly are. When you have Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, all having played with your franchise. I mean, those players are all considered to be or comprise amongst the top 20 to 25 greatest players in the history of the NBA. And now they've added LeBron James, who himself is normally considered anywhere as high as the greatest player ever to as low as a top 10 greatest player ever. I think that there are very few people who would omit LeBron James from their top 10 all-time greatest list, but you never know. Maybe some people might have him somewhere in that 11 to 15 range. Either way, they've had the greatest collection of superstar players in the history of the league. And I think that LeBron James felt like for his final act, he was going to head out west and not only take over Hollywood to the best of his ability with his Kabbalistic overlords, but also he was going to throw his name into the hat of being the greatest player ever by being able to transcend the stat achievements of Kobe Bryant, maybe even Magic Johnson, as well as Kareem, while playing with the Lakers. And I think that he bit off a bit more than he could chew.
Just to name a few. Here's the question, Max. Your boy LeBron, I know you think very highly of him, but will he ever become a Laker legend?
It depends on whether or not he wins a chip.
That's a great question, because LA Lakers fans, and they are all over the world, and there are more of them than fans of anyone else in basketball history. They don't care what you did for anyone else. They're not trying to hear that. Did you?
Nor should they. When you won how many championships? 15, 16 titles. You're not supposed to care about what LeBron James has done. Most Laker fans sincerely believe that Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron. We know that Kobe has been on more championship teams than LeBron James has. So LeBron has to prove a lot of shit. He might try to act like he doesn't, but he does. On the basketball floor with the Lakers, they're not looking at it as you're doing us a favor. They don't give a shit about LeBron James for the most part. They respect his ability, but it's not like they're going to bow down to him like they were doing out there in Cleveland. Hell no.
Did you win for them? Especially if you're not born into that Lakers family. If you came there in the middle of your career via trade or free agency, what did you do for the Lakers? In LeBron's case, the stakes are clear. He has 4 years. He must deliver a championship. And if he does, he's a Lakers legend. And I believe he will. Stephen A., Wilt Chamberlain won 1 championship with the Lakers. And there are Lakers fans who will argue with you to the death that he is the greatest player of all time.
Well, I have to take your word for that, because I've never heard a Laker fan try to argue for Wilt Chamberlain being the greatest player of all time, especially since, for the most part, his tenure with the Lakers was a bit underwhelming. He got outplayed in the 69 finals by Bill Russell. He got outplayed in the 70 finals by Willis Reed. He would customarily get outplayed in the finals, at least with the Lakers. So I kind of have a hard time believing that there are many Laker fans who would try to argue for him being the greatest player of all time.
Now, I know you could say, look at his resume beforehand. You could make that argument maybe even without the Lakers championship.
Well, I think that you can make the argument for Wilt being the greatest NBA player of all time if you're the same type of person who would believe that LeBron is the greatest player of all time. because you're going to have to go straight to the stats. You're not going to go to winning because Wilt Chamberlain was 2-4 in the finals, much like LeBron James is 3-6.
But that's what puts it, like, the people who are most vocal about Wilt, the people who keep that flame alive, those are the Lakers fans. And he won with them, and he was past his prime at the time. And you know who his competition is from at the position? Kareem. You know why? Because Kareem won a bunch of chips with the Lakers. Shaq won chips with the Lakers. Kobe. A lot of people swear he's the greatest player ever.
Yes. They're all in mental institutions.
Because of his Lakers success. Magic, too. Everyone I just mentioned has adherents who say they're the greatest player who ever lived.
You can make a compelling case for Magic Johnson being the greatest player ever. You can make a better case for him than you could for LeBron or Kobe. A lot of people don't understand that. Magic Johnson was one of the most transcendent players in the history of the NBA. Unfortunately, he did not quite get his due in comparison to LeBron or Kobe. The way that people just shoo him aside, like Stephen A. Smith was trying to do a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's reprehensible.
You know, it's clearly Michael Jordan because they won championships with the Lakers. If you get there, and they're in the doldrums, right? Like they're in the basement when you get there, and you deliver a title to Los Angeles, I'm not saying they're ever going to argue you over Kobe because they got that Kobe love. He was there his whole career, won 5. But LeBron wins 1 like Wilt did. Then they're going to add on all the stuff he did before they got there because
I agree with that. If LeBron were to just win 1 championship with the Lakers, they're going to try to package that with him beating the Warriors in 2016, beating a 73-win team, also his 2 victories with the Miami Heat, and they're going to say he's the first player to win 4 championships on 3 different teams and also win 4 MVPs, and he's also won 3 NBA MVPs for the finals on 3 different teams. Oh my goodness, this has never been done before. And he's also won 4 NBA Finals MVPs on 3 different teams. This has never been done in the history of the league. Oh my God, he's truly better than Jordan.
Because he delivered 1 for them and argue to the death for him. So I say yes. LeBron will win a chip in LA. He's got 3 years after this one to do it. Cap space, decent young ascending nucleus. And when he does, he will be a Lakers legend. The answer is no. LeBron.
Thank you for your honesty, Stephen A. Smith.
LeBron won't be a Laker legend because he won't win a championship in LA. That's my belief. Plain and simple. Because I don't believe you'll be able to get the marquee players to LA that you need in order to pull it off. We have a plethora of free agents out there who are marquee, none of whom I'm talking about coming to LA.
Plus, Stephen A. Smith, we also have to consider that even if the Lakers, say hypothetically speaking, were able to sign a Jimmy Butler or a Kemba Walker, they have to gel as a team. And we know that Jimmy Butler is not really good at fitting in. He's someone who will call out LeBron, he'll call out the coach. I mean, I could see him trying to throw hands at LeBron if LeBron tried to jump ugly with him. I could see that shit going south real quick. So of the top-notch free agents, how many of them are willing to sign on the Lakers and team up with LeBron? Kevin Durant? No. Kyrie Irving, in my view? No. Probably not anyway. The possibility is remote, but no. Kawhi? No. Then you have Klay Thompson. Why would Klay Thompson come to LA as opposed to stay in Golden State? The only reason why I could see Klay Thompson going to LA is to be closer to that actress girlfriend of his. Other than that, no. So who is he really going to get that's going to allow the overall talent level of the team to jump up even to where they could compete with Portland and Houston and OKC? Not even Golden State. Like just Portland, OKC, Houston, Denver to get into that mix. I mean, they're nowhere close right now.
And I sincerely hope that I'm wrong. And I will be wrong if somebody comes there. My issue is that I don't know if anyone's going to come play with him. I
don't believe so.
I think he's going to be stuck holding the bag all by himself. That is my fear. I don't think the Pelicans are going to trade Anthony Davis to LA this summer. And I think the combination of having to move from New Orleans to another team before going to LA is going to cost Anthony Davis anywhere in excess of $60 to $80 million. All right, so I don't know if he's going to end up in LA. Kawhi Leonard, I don't think is going to end up a Laker. Kevin Durant I don't think is going to end up a Laker. The only shot that you have basically is if Kyrie or Kemba Walker end up going to LA.
Agreed.
LA, and one of them might go to LA because the other might go to New York, unless Kyrie Irving elects to stay in Boston, and Michael Jordan and Mitch Kupchak pull off a miracle and keep Kemba Walker.
That'd be funny as hell if everybody stays put. Maybe other than KD and Kawhi or some shit, maybe they go to the Clippers, and then LeBron is left with them same kids. I can see LeBron getting on TV. I just want to announce my retirement.
In Charlotte, I have sincere and serious questions as to whether or not LeBron will get the help he needs.
The real question is, does LeBron deserve the help that he needs? Does he deserve to be helped? When we look at how he's conducted himself, especially over the course of the last 4 years or so, does he deserve for another top-notch free agent to go to his squad and help him with his legacy?
If he doesn't get that help, he doesn't win a championship. And if he doesn't win a championship, he will be the most storied superstar in the history of Laker Nation to have failed to deliver a chip.
No, sir. What LeBron James will be is the most storied superstar in the history of the NBA to be a proverbial loser in most of his biggest moments. That's what he will be, sir. He will even transcend Jerry West, because Jerry West did not play in the free agency era. See, people talk about how Jerry West was 1-8 in the finals. We have to understand that they did not have free agency back then. So whatever team you had in 1964 was going to be the team, for the most part, that you had in 65. With the Lakers and with LeBron James, he has mobility. He can go to different teams. Other players can come to his team. So him being 3-6 in the finals, and then on top of that, when we analyze his finals record, 2 out of those 3 finals they should have lost. So I would view him, if he were unable to win a championship in LA and not even get a free agent to come join him, as arguably the biggest losing superstar in the history of the league.
Because even though Elgin Baylor is on that list, he retired the year they did win in 72. That's the reality of the situation with LeBron James. Elgin Baylor walked away from the game the year they won. Even though he doesn't have one, he walked away the year they won. In the case of LeBron, you sign a 4-year deal. You got 4 years to deliver it. You don't pull it off. That's going to be the story as it pertains to his Laker career. I'm at a point now, I don't believe he's going to get a superstar to join him, and that is why I don't believe he's going to pull it off.
Quick word about Elgin. The standards were different when Elgin and Will played. I mean, retroactively, all these young Lakers fans never saw Will play, are still arguing for him because he won. But the standards were different then because the Celtics were the marquee team and the Lakers were chasing them.
Yes, and there was no free agency.
Then the Lakers flipped it over time. And you're right, Elgin Baylor played long with the Lakers and retired the year they won, and people feel sorry for him more than anything. I want to say something about what you said, LeBron attracting another, type A superstar free agent to LA. What if it was this, Stephen A? I'm curious about your opinion here. You don't get a Kyrie level star, but you get a Chris Middleton.
Bro, that's not going to get it done. Don't even float that shit into the atmosphere. And if you're Chris Middleton, bro, you better go back to Milwaukee. Because I've seen Chris Middleton play. He's a nice player. If you were to watch Chris Middleton play and someone were to tell you, that guy started out in the G League or the D League and now he made an NBA All-Star team, you look at him and you say, I could see that. I could see that through hard work. The brother was able to escalate his skill level or his offensive proficiency to the point where he became a bubble All-Star. And that's about it. Because when you watch Chris Middleton play, he's not explosive. It's not like he has great lateral movement. There's nothing about him that really stands out. If he were to go play with LeBron James, that would ruin his career. He better stay where his ass is at. Stay with Giannis. Stay with that dude who is low maintenance and brings more to the table offensively and defensively than LeBron James does right now, and arguably more than LeBron James ever did. How many seasons has LeBron James had averaging 27 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, a block and a half, and shooting 58% from the field? I'll tell you, none. He's never had a season like that. So right now, Giannis is trending upward. Milwaukee's trending upward. And if Chris Middleton is smart, that's where he'll stay.
And Mirotic. And one of the 2 or 3 young players you really like becomes a really good player, and you trade the others for another nice piece. So in other words, you may be playing with another all-star or 2, but they're not MVP caliber players. They're Middleton types. Will that be enough for an aging LeBron to win a chip?
Hell no.
I don't think so.
Mirotic and Chris Middleton. Come on, dude. Stop.
I don't think so.
See, I do. I think you could with that kind of team.
Well, the reason why I don't...
Of course you do, because you're a LeBron James fanboy. The same way that you that you were trying to sell that if LeBron were to get Kyrie Irving, all of a sudden they become a championship favorite. Well, LeBron had Kyrie over in Cleveland. Were they a championship favorite in 2017 when they got mollywopped by the Warriors? No.
I don't feel that way is because the stars are going to align somewhere else. It's not like they're going to fragment all over the place. And LeBron is competing with fair competition. He's going to be, inundated with stars coming in his direction. And they're going to be, at the very least, in pairs. In Golden State's case, it's a 3-headed monster. In Oklahoma City, it's a 2-headed monster. Houston, a 2-headed monster. Potentially, Boston, obviously, a 2-headed monster. Potentially a 2-headed monster in Toronto. Or, Houston or somebody. Milwaukee, I'm sorry. These are the kind of things that he's up against. Yes, you can get a star, a guy that can, mature into a star, whatever. But the fact of the matter is we've got superstars that are talking about joining forces with one another. That's why you heard Kevin Durant and Kyrie's name coupled with one another in New York. The fact that LeBron's going to have to go against that, he's going to need more than the Middletons of the world to pull it off. And that is where my hesitation arrives. Maybe to that.
I see it differently. I know what you mean, but
Let me say this. I saw Chris Middleton being interviewed by Christine Hirate-Leahy, and he seemed like a very laid-back dude. He seemed like a dude who is not interested in drama or chaos or anything like that. So if he's truly what I perceived him to be, he should stay where he's at. Some dudes are small-town dudes, and he strikes me as a small-town dude.
But I think if LeBron...
Similar to a Paul George.
LeBron, as he's aging even, they keep some of the young guys that pan out, they keep. If Mike Conley's running the point and Chris Middleton is your wing, two-way wing, whether that's at the 2 or the 3, and you still have LeBron and you have a team that fits and a coach whose system LeBron likes, I think that team could pull off the championship even against other super teams. And LeBron's never played on a team like that. LeBron's never played on a team where, without another superstar, but with a couple other stars and pieces that fit very well together. It's usually grab that other superstar or enter a situation with an ascending star like a Kyrie and then get a bunch of guys on veteran minimum contracts. He's never been in a kind of healthier roster construction situation, and that might be ultimately what he has here.
Whose fault is that? That would be him. That would be him. He's the one that did it in Miami. He's the one that did it when he went back to Cleveland.
Listen, when you say fault, you're right. If you call it fault, he did win 3 championships that way, but maybe there's another
I'm just talking about in terms of what you're saying, he would need now or could pull off now, and the way the league is what it's morphed into. I'm saying that would happen. He would have absolutely everything to do with that. He's got 3 championships to show for it, but he would have everything to do with that.
Yep. There's no disputing that.
Lakers now 5.5 games out of the 8th spot. They take on the Nuggets, that surprise team, second in the West.
Well, as we know by now, the Lakers got mollywopped by the Nuggets, and I believe that they're going to get mollywopped by most of the teams for the remainder of the season. But the one revelatory thing that we heard here from Stephen A. Smith, or at least I should not even say revelatory, one of the more sincere and transparent things that he stated is that he does not believe that LeBron James will go down as a Laker legend, because he does not believe that he's going to win a championship with the Lakers. And I concur. I agree with him. I don't think that there's anything that Adam Silver, Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka are going to be able to do. And somewhere right now, Kobe Bryant is sitting back thinking about what is going to be the next entry in his witchcraft fictional series for children. And he's saying to himself, that nigga LeBron ain't on my level. But anyway, peace.